Well, you won't know I'm back because I've just deleted the other video, but if you were watching the other video, I'm back. Sorry about that, my daughter called out to see what she needed. Yeah, I'm just doing an impromptu live feed because that's how I have to be at the moment. My daughter's with her mum, so she'll be back in a few hours, and I'll be back on father duties. She's supposed to be returning to school soon, actually. She's requested to go back into school, be with her friends. That did mean I was going to have like 6.5 hours a day to throw myself back into the WTU campaign and give it everything I've got to try and get us forward. But, you know, I don't know. My body's broken, like I was just saying a minute ago. It's getting harder and harder to get through every single day. Yeah, I look like a fit and healthy young man. You look at my body and you think there's nothing wrong with me. Come and live in my body. Excuse me, I have to answer the door. Won't be a minute. Fuck's sake, man. I shouldn't have to hurt myself to open the door. Just find your keys, please. Anyway, back again. I've just written my thoughts in the live feed blog here because I'm finding it very difficult to even think and use my mind at the minute. Pain is ridiculous, mobility is out the window, and I'm not on here for a great big sob story. I'm just on here actually to say I'm actually really disheartened, despondent, feeling pretty heartbroken. I feel like I might as well just get the fuck off the battlefield. Why the fuck am I bothering? Why have I bothered? 3 years, blood, sweat, tears, sacrifice, pain, misery. Not just me, my family, everyone around me, people in the group that have given up their time, come on campaign. It's not just me, there's lots of people in the community. But not enough. Not enough. Maybe 1% of people bothering to actively be inspired enough to engage in some way in this community. And it is demoralising, it's heartbreaking. I saw in the Vice yesterday, Vice magazine, who incidentally haven't done one single article on the WTU. Shame on you, Vice, 3 years. Do I have to write to you and ask you to do a report on us? Or is it you only do reports on certain groups from certain backgrounds with certain affiliations and support? Because that's how it seems. So we now have this group, CanCard, who have 17,000 cards issued in the UK. That's £510,000. Over £500,000 raised on pieces of plastic with your photo on that may let that officer give you a chance of their discretion. It does nothing to change the law. All it does is increase persecution. Now, if you're too poor to access this card, you're still going to be prosecuted. But if you can sacrifice your £30, you're in the protection racket and you won't be exploited, you won't be prosecuted. Man, my heart's pounding and I'm thinking £500,000. What would I have done with that? What would WTU have done with £500,000? Well, I'll tell you what we'd have done with it. We'd have a nationwide campaign all over the country. Every household would know about WTU campaign and that we're fighting for everybody's rights, healthy and the sick and dying, yeah? Everybody's rights, because the law is unjust. It's the law that needs fighting. What else would I have done? Well, we'd have had the best legal team in the country, yeah, instead of one solicitor who gives us his free time, a very busy solicitor, because he's the only one in the country that's doing what he's doing, so he gives us what free time he has, which is not very much. We would have the best legal team in the country, and we'd be smashing this legislation to pieces. Instead, what we're doing, we're scratching our arses and we can't even do anything. Why not? Because the people haven't got behind it. Now, I don't know how many people in WTU have these cards. I know several do. And there is a WTU card in the pipeline. And I'm thinking, is there a point? I'm really thinking, what is the point anymore? Get the fuck off the battlefield. Let everyone just look after themselves. Because that's all everyone's doing. They're spending money on a card that may look after themselves and may let them off from prosecution from an unjust law that has got no foundation and evidence. Instead, those £30, or even £5 of those £30, could have been going into a legal campaign to challenge the very fabric of the law that is causing the misery in this land. Instead, all we've got is a very small group of people making a shit ton of money off fucking sick, desperate and dying people. And everyone's applauding that and saying, that's good, well done, progress. Progress? What progress? What about all the healthy people? that maybe haven't got a prescription, who aren't sick and dying enough, like me, for example, and many people in our group, they're still going to be fucked by the law. They're going to be smashed, their lives ruined, their children taken, their jobs taken. But that's okay, because you've got your £30 can card. Congratulations to you. You're protected. Maybe, if that copper chooses to let you off. So what have you done? You've given yourself a bit of breathing space. You've made me feel I have wasted 3 years of my fucking life. I've wasted my family, literally, because my family's destroyed over this. And for what? I didn't want to sell you anything. I'm not a businessman. I'm not a capitalist. I don't want money. Gave you all an opportunity to pay to change this law that is destroying your lives as well as mine. And what has everyone done? I've had maybe 100 people out of 6,000 believe in this cause enough, and I thank you from the bottom of my heart, right? The only thing that has made this worthwhile is people such as Mary Rubra, I'm going to mention people's names, like, who were dejected from society, now feel part of a community and have come together and are supported by people. And I love that. It makes it all worthwhile. I help people every day of my life, and that makes my life worthwhile. Not many people are helping in return. A lot of people are rushing out to pay for private prescriptions to protect themselves from prosecution. A lot of people are running out to pay for these cards to protect themselves from prosecution. No one, virtually no one, is saying, let's pay to change the law. So I feel like I may as well just fucking resign. In fact, well, I'm not even going to tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to just keep that up my sleeve. Fed up of sharing my cards with everyone. Fed up of putting my head up above the parapet. And no fucker coming to stand with me. So maybe I should just protect myself like everybody else is. Protect myself. Screw everyone else. Because that's all I see happening. It's all I see happening. I'm protected now because I've got this. I'm protected now because I've got that. Well, I haven't got money for any of that, so I'm not protected. And there's lots of people like me that haven't got the money to get it. And yeah, it might be down £5 a gram on prescription. Woohoo! You've all just shat on your dealers. The dealers that have looked after you through prohibition, you've all just turned your back on them and shit on them. I can't do that. Whenever I can't grow my own, which now I can't grow my own. I'm getting that disabled. I can't fucking grow anymore. And I'm having to buy off the street. And that young man, who is a very nice young man that visits me, I'd rather he had my money than some fucking private cannabis clinic. He's a subsistence dealer. Without it, he starves. Without it, he can't pay his rent. Whereas we've got these capitalists making a shit ton of money. And you've got grassroots organisations like WTU. No political support. No police support. Why not? Because we're singing the truth. The law is wrong, down with the law. Not the law is wrong, or let's just stop prosecuting sick and disabled people, but we'll destroy everybody else's life while making a shit ton of money in the background. Shame on everyone. I pray, may karma be served upon everyone, myself included. May everyone get their just desserts and karma. So, I've had my rant and a rave. I don't think I feel any better for it. Yeah, I want to die. Yeah. I'm not suicidal, but I want to die. I no longer wish to continue living my life like this. So, you've all come together. You've all got a community. Stay together. Keep the community. There's not going to be a legal case because you're all not putting your hands in your pockets. No businesses. There's businesses in this group watching this right now or at some point in the future. You're all making a shit ton of money. None of you are paying for a legal campaign that can change your fucking businesses and everything for everyone else. Nothing. Too selfish, that's the problem. Too worried about protecting their own. Now, if I'd worried about that, I'd have kept my mouth shut. I'd have stayed in my house, grown in my cupboard, not told a soul. There would be no WTU. There'd be no evidence bundles that people can use in their cases. And there might still be me having a family. So on that note, I'm going to fuck off. Why? No one said anything, no questions, of course. I'm just listening. Does anyone want to come on camera? Anyone have a rant and rave with me before I disappear? If someone wants to come on camera, just comment now and I'll bring you on. You know, give me an opinion. Fed up of it being just me. Where's everybody else? Someone asked me a question today. Do we have enough funds for the next stage of the legal action? The next stage of the legal action for the WTU would be issuing the Declaration of Incompatibility, which we are very, very close to doing. So this, I'm not the best business mind, I've never denied it, I'm not a businessman, I don't think of money. Someone said to me, do we need to pay for that? So I'm like, fucking hell, shit, I better get on, ask that question, hadn't I? So I've asked Robert today, do we have to pay for this Declaration of Incompatibility to be issued, or has it been covered? And unfortunately, no. Although Robert's not charging us anything for anything he says, the barrister, the human rights barrister that won the award of being the top human rights barrister in the country very recently, he will demand a fee because, well, he's the top human rights barrister in the country. Why wouldn't he? So that means we're going to have to do some legal fundraising again, because there's only about 1,500 quid in the kitty. Because even though we're giving away merchandise for free, no one's asking for it. People just need to donate. No one's asking for it. I know times are hard. I live on hard times myself. But I know, like someone said, Yeti, I think it was, 25p a week, £1 a month. That'd be £6,000 a month for this community group. Well, we could do shit then, instead of we walking around scratching our arse while other groups are running off making £500,000 to do nothing. Well, maybe they're going to do something with it, but they're not going to change the law, that's for sure. So, you know, we have Colin Craig of Puffin Cannabinoids. He's devised, on the back of various bits of things he's read, fact card, fair access cannabis terms card, right? And it's very similar to the same concept of the other card, except it's not, oh, I'm sick and dying, please don't prosecute me. It is, your law is unjust, it's got no foundation evidence, it's wrong. There's a lot more to it than that. And that's what needs to be said, right? So, really want to get it out. And if people got behind it, I mean, let's just imagine if we charged people for it, and people bought it, and it generated the money, we could do all the legal campaigns that's needed. I don't want to have to make something to sell. So we're going to give it away. And that's because the minute we give our morals up, yeah, we're not capitalists, we don't want to profit off sick and dying people, we don't want to profit off prohibition, we don't want to profit off cannabis while it's still prohibited, people's lives are still being ruined. When I say we, that's me and Colin Craig and a lot of other pure activists. You know, at Simplicata we were talking about it, our morals keep us poor because we have such strong conviction about right and wrong and what you should profit from and what you shouldn't profit from. We are poor. We are kept in the poorhouse by our morals. And as such, so is our organisation. So is our community. Because we won't give up our moral standing to move forward. And it's holding us back. So, you know, someone's saying, please don't give up. It's not me that's giving up, Vicky. It's everyone that isn't doing anything to support the campaign. They've given up already before it's even given. Before it started. And until everyone gets behind it, it's no good Phil Monk and, you know, maybe 100 of active, participating, contributing supporters. Won't be enough. So, why am I crippling myself? I know I was never asked to do it, but I am literally crippling myself for the good of others. I'm fighting for something that I have lost the physical ability to do for myself, so that others can have the right and not have their lives ruined by prosecution. Anything I do is nothing is for me. So would you please just do something for me? Support the WTU campaign. Don't stop spending your money on prescriptions. Don't stop spending your money on can cards. Do that. Crack on. But you can't tell me that you can't afford to donate to this legal campaign for your human rights. I don't believe it anymore. Yes, there might be one or two of us in here that literally are too broke. And everything's available with WTU. It's not financially discriminating or exclusive. Spitting now and getting that passionate. So, last chance corral, I suppose. I mean, there is no point. There's literally no point me continuing flogging myself into the ground and the handfuls of people who support me who are flogging themselves into the ground when no one else is bothering. So, you know, give it a week, shall we? I've got another idea up my sleeve, but that's a different idea up my sleeve and it's staying there. But what are you going to do, people? Does anyone want to get on a call, actually? Someone says here, don't know how you come on and join you, Phil. Don't know how to come on and join you, Phil. Love you, my good friend. And that's from Philip Tony Bevington. And I love you too, Phil. Tony, uncle. And I do get a lot of love, and it's not about love. I don't care if I get love or hate. I love the love, don't get me wrong. I didn't get any love as a childhood, so I'm not going to deny it now as an adult. But it's not about love. It's not about hate. It's about fact and what's right and what's wrong. And the law is wrong. And anything that only supports something that allows the law to continue being wrong can only, by nature, be wrong. So can people just please step up and be right? Keep the faith. Love you too, Mandy. But it's not about the love, man. Appreciate it, but it's not about the love. I get enough hate as well, believe me. I get enough hate from what I've been doing. Anyway, it's enough. I'm going to go for a fucking smoke. You're only allowed to vape your prescription. I've got a Mighty. Nothing beats a good fucking fat blunt or that big bong that I'm about to get down in a minute. You have all muscle spasms through your body. Yeah, a Mighty's nice, but there's nothing like a big boom, and that takes all your pain, all your spasms gone in one. Who's got the right to dictate what you do with your body? Anyway, meanwhile, they're all profiting, making shitloads of money, and we're here scratching our arse with nothing. So make your mind up, folks. What do you want to do? Let me know below. Maybe speak to you soon.